Up on Mountain News this morning, a man is accused of assaulting someone with a machete in Perry County. And senior citizens in need are off the wait list after 6 weeks of not knowing where their next meal could come from.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here on this October 21st. We're just about at 5:33 this morning, and it's time for meteorologist Megan Dusmall to give us a look at our weather. And Megan, I feel like it should be colder and Valentine's Day with what we're wearing.
Oh yeah, I guess it is kind of a Valentine's Day look for us this morning with that pink and red. And I guess, not today, but kind of what we saw yesterday and what we'll see tomorrow is kind of what you would see late February. Not really, but let's get into that forecast and tell you what you need to know. Temperatures this morning are definitely warmer than yesterday, though. Yesterday we were looking at a mixture of the 30s and 40s, but take a look towards Wayne County. This is 4 miles northwest of Monticello, and they're at 61 degrees, so definitely a little bit of a warmer start. Other folks are cooler than others, so don't expect that all across eastern Kentucky. But as we head to the afternoon, everyone will be looking at a mixture of those upper 60s and low 70s. 73 is the warmest forecast high out of the entire region, and that is in Somerset. Coolest forecast high will be in Wise, 60 degrees. And we'll look at a little bit of some clouds this morning and a small rain chance. That'll be on the way as we're approaching about the 8 o'clock time frame this morning. All in all, though, a relatively calm start to your day. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan. New details about a crash involving a Knox County deputy and a side-by-side vehicle. Kentucky State Police say they've presented their findings to a Knox County grand jury and are now awaiting discussion. That crash happened back in July when 21-year-old Todd St. John's was killed. State Police say the side-by-side was being pursued by a deputy on Southeast Business Drive near Corbin. Police have not given a reason as to why the deputy was trying to stop the side-by-side. As we first reported Friday at 11, a man is accused of assaulting someone with a machete in Perry County. 60-year-old Patrick Clay Osborne of Vico was identified as the man with the machete. Osborne is being held at the Kentucky River Regional Jail on charges of menacing and assault. The victim was flown out, but there's no word on his condition. A man from Lincoln County died in a hunting accident. The coroner says 67-year-old Daniel Wilson was on his family property scouting deer. A father and his teenage son were taking part in a youth hunt on that same property. The teenager accidentally shot Wilson in the leg.
Teenager shot at what he thought was a deer. He struck Mr. Wilson. Of course, his injury did sever a major artery in his leg. There was a large amount of blood loss.
Markham says in the 16 years he's been the coroner, he's never been called to a deadly hunting accident. Wilson's family says Daniel loved the Lord and the outdoors. A couple facing charges after their 4-year-old was found wandering the streets naked in Mingo County, West Virginia. The incident happened last week in the Williamson area, according to a criminal complaint. Deputies took the child to the hospital where nurses found several bruises and marks on the body. The complaint says the child also had severe matting in their hair and was covered in feces. Kaylee Gerardi and Zachary Johnson were both arrested. 2 people charged in a multi-million-dollar gold bar scam have been transferred to Kentucky to face federal charges. New video obtained by our sister station in Louisville shows the sting operation in Washington state that caught Antonio Pena and Brandy Burst. They're accused of stealing millions from unsuspecting victims. Police set up a sting after one couple lost nearly $1 million in gold coins. Pena and Durst were arrested after attempting another pickup of $500,000 in gold.
Go get the Prius. I'm smashing the window. What on?
Their federal money laundering and wire fraud trials are set for early next year in Louisville. In Floyd County, 2 people were arrested after they were accused of endangering the welfare of a child. On Friday, deputies were called to a home in Prestonsburg. The caller told them that Brett Blankenship was fighting with another man and that they could hear a child screaming in the background. A woman later showed up at the scene, identified as Jamie Blankenship. Officers said the home was in deplorable condition with holes in the floor and walls. prosecutor wants to delay the upcoming trial for 3 men charged in connection with Amber Spradlin's death in Floyd County in 2023. In the motion filed by Commonwealth's attorney Brett Turner, he's asking for the trial to be delayed, saying he learned DNA testing would not be complete in time. The trial date for Michael McKinney, MK McKinney, and Josh Mullins had been set for December 1st. The 3 men were scheduled to appear in court for a pretrial conference Thursday. A winning wrestling club in Pike County is worried for its future as the Warhawks look for a new nest following what they called shocking news from the Pike County School District. WYMT's Buddy Forbes explains.
For the Warhawks Wrestling Club, the mission of the sport goes far beyond the mat.
The club is it's so good. It teaches young kids discipline, teaches them like hard work ethic. You know, it really turns into like a whole lifestyle.
Providing a safe space for students like 4th grader Hunter Francis to practice, play, and find purpose.
Whenever I first started, I loved it, and whenever I went against the match, I was really excited, but when I won, I was so happy.
The club welcomes students grades K through 8. And though it is not officially affiliated with the Pike County School District, volunteers say they have shared the North Point Academy Gymnasium as a home location for more than a decade, helping to grow award-winning athletes and bring attention to the sport in the mountains.
And then all these kids, they get so excited to go up there and compete and to try their best, you know, to win medals, win trophies, win championships, and then all of a sudden it's just all torn away from them over what?
Families say they were recently informed the district will no longer allow the club to use the facility, saying insurance will not cover the program operating on any campus in the district, even though parents say the athletes and the club maintain insurance through USA Wrestling memberships.
I don't understand why now it's all of a sudden an issue. And I don't understand why we can't get an answer from the board either. You know, like I said, we've not got the first phone call back. You know, I've not seen any posts about it, no nothing.
So some families picketed outside of the district office Monday, holding signs and hoping to be seen.
I would love to go back in there and wrestle and do a sport that I love.
Saying they are going to the mat for the kids.
Are we going to have a wrestling season? Are we not? Like, you know, do we have somewhere to practice? You know, who knows? It's all up in the air.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Our reporter did contact the Pike County Superintendent for comment, but we have not yet received a response. Senior citizens in need are off the wait list after 6 weeks of not knowing where their next meal would come from. That fear came in early September after state funds for seniors' meal services dried up. Yesterday, the Beshear administration reallocated $9.1 million from an unused Medicaid study to restock those funds. State Senator Greg Elkins says he wrote several letters to the governor's office about the issue, but he believes a solution could have been found weeks ago.
I'm only frustrated that it took 6 weeks to fix it, and we allowed some of our seniors to worry for 6 weeks about where their next hot meal is going to come from, and I think we need to do better than that.
During the next fiscal session, the General Assembly is looking at $305 million deficit. That means the Finance Cabinet will have to reevaluate variables like cost per meal and eligibility to ensure they don't run into this issue again. As for SNAP benefits, thousands of Kentuckians are at risk of losing food assistance in November if the shutdown continues. When the government shut down on October 1st, benefits were guaranteed to continue through the month. Funding is quickly running out, and it's unclear whether or not EBT cards will be loaded next month. Food pantries say they're bracing for impact, but are ready to help those in need if funding doesn't go through. In Hardin County, big plans are taking off in Elizabethtown as leaders make some major upgrades to the regional airport. Some say Addington Field has been instrumental in helping E-Town grow into what it is today. However, the airport may have reached its limit, so officials are adding a new terminal, more hangar space, and expanding their runway in order to help the airport serve E-Town for decades to come.
We have a strategic plan to keep this airport viable, but not only viable, very effective for this region for the next 50 years. If we don't do it now and don't use this land that the mayor was able to buy, we may have to throw all this away.
Addington Field has been around since the 1980s. In Tennessee, free flu shots are being offered for Fight Flu Day today. Folks can go to any health department in that state. In Campbell County, people can go to the health department there at 162 Sharp and Perkins Road in Jacksboro. And in Claiborne County, those wanting to get a free flu shot can go to 620 Davis Drive in New Tazewell. Both locations are open 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. There's a special booth set up at Kentucky's oldest running festival this weekend, Mount Sterling Court Days in Montgomery County. Some boys are looking for others to join their newly reestablished Boy Scout troop. Troop 53 is in the rebuilding phase after folding during the pandemic. Just 4 members at the moment, but they're hoping for plenty more. The troop also needs some financial help. They're fundraising for a trip to Camp McKee.
I think it's very important for young men to be able to be a part of the community and build a relationship with the community. I think it's just like to help get off like a couch, just watching TikTok or something.
So far, they've raised about $2,000, but are looking for other sponsors to help them reach their goals. It's 5:43. Coming up, another season of The Diplomat is now available on Netflix. That and more in today's IM Entertainment Report.
And temperatures are warming up today. I'll tell you if you can expect that through the rest of the week coming up.
You need a